Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back Into the Frames. It was a new spell card revealed a couple of days ago. It's up on Yugioh, so let's try it out. I didn't give it too much credit when I first read it, but after playtesting, the card is pretty good in a couple of decks. First of all, here in Magical Muskets, the card it's just a normal spell that as soon as you activate the card, you can or you have to special summon a monster from your hand. Here in this case, one of your Magical Musket monsters. If that all goes through, you have to link summon using that monster. So here in this case, that's an easy Magical Musket max. So your link one play, right? But the thing is that very similar to, I believe, is it Access Code Talker, as soon as your link hits the board off of Into the Frames, your opponent can't respond. And that's fantastic, that's superb, as you'll be seeing within the next couple of moments. I sped up the first turn Emancipate, you know how it goes. Couple of negations here with Dragite, I believe the name is the Winds, Emancipator on from the graveyard, I believe, and then, Appaloosa as well. But here, Into the Frames, of course, the Dragite can negate the activation of Into the Frames itself, but that's, one of the reasons why both Cross Domination and Forbidden Chalice are there. And again, as soon as, Into the Frames resolves, your Magical Musket max will have, free pluses for days depending on, how many monsters your opponent has or spell and trap cards they have in their back row, right? So the card states that your opponent is not able to activate anything, I believe, in the same window as the summon of max. So I don't think it matters with the chain links. Let's say you have to put max every time at the last chain, again, to prevent your opponent from activating stuff, but I don't think that's the case. But yeah, anyway, so I think I got a little bit cocky, but yeah, I definitely did not expect a Gamma. That's quite unfortunate, because that Savage hits the board, our Guardian is going to get destroyed during the end phase, so I still have a couple of chances, even though that Boral is big. Couple of big negations as well, so it could be, it's not looking too great. I do have a couple of outs though, like Chalice, Cross Domination are all definitely answers. Try to get the Search, basically forcing out a Savage negation, right? But again, I'm running low on life points, so this need to be the top deck, and yup, Cross Domination, that's sweet. So go for max, try to get the double search, yeah, double spell search, because your opponent has two monsters on their side of the field. Cross Domination puts Boral Savage to 0 attack, and again, that gives me the double search guaranteed during my turn. So again, no, in a very sweet position, but again, I need to top deck any monster, Gaspar, Doc, both of them would be very fantastic to, increase the win chances exponentially, right? Not sure about the correct name, but this is basically the Breed Dragon, so Reborn Doc, yeah, basically get back those resources from the graveyard, right? This should be my duel. So yeah, as I mentioned before, the thing is that, yeah, Magical Musket going second, as you saw, and the thing is that I'm really close main decking Dark Ruler or stuff like that, right? Because again, you want to capitalize or maximize Magical Musket max, as big as possible. You want to get those pluses as big as possible. So going second for Magical Musketeers, I feel is the way to go. But you know how in today's format decks are being ran. It's very hard to go second, and that's still a small problem. But again, one of the big weaknesses from Magical Musketeers is their normal summon. If their normal summon gets, like striked or whatever, it gets destroyed, it's very hard for this deck to win. But that's where Into the Frames definitely comes into play. It gives you the follow-up play plus the potential big link play for max, for those multiple pluses, either, those spell and trap searches or a couple of monster special summons from a deck is always very, very nice, especially if your opponent is not able to negate max's effect. So again, Cross Domination on the, the Hero Lifts one, again, not too familiar, it has been a while, all these names. The Dancing Needle, this card is so good. A searchable DD Crow 3 times, and in today's format you definitely have to play that one because of, Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer, right? The Icarus attack, that's a problem, both at the top decking here, but Magical Muskets isn't really the deck that's good at the top decking. I was like, well, maybe, I guess you could definitely, you know, main deck Destiny Hero, Phoenix Enforcer in Magical Musketeers. You know, you can definitely go for that. Anaconda, you can just slap it in this deck. You could, but I don't think nobody wants to see those, right? So get Impermed on max, we know it was there, right? It's all good. I still have the, I'm still making the small amazement package because of, you know, their boss monster could be like that Dark Armed Dragon, plus it's basically another disruption during your opponent's turn as well. So I like it, the trap card being super flexible, a Book of Moon most of the time, right, during your opponent's turn as well. So Doc, that's nice. Normal summon it in the same column as the quote-unquote amazement Book of Moon. So this should be my game, a little bit hesitant, but it should be my game, right? The cowboy one, you know which one I mean. Max tried to get another search, the Death Parado, right? Basically securing my win condition. I don't see any outs. The Blossom isn't that strong. I don't have the counter trap that negates a spell or trap, so I'm going to get that back from the graveyard. Yeah. So cool game. Going second this time against something that I definitely want. Desires going second is always sweet, even though I'm not a huge fan of Desires. I mean, getting those, you know, like 2 draws +1, plus a potential beneficial plus off of a musket monster, that's just far too good to give up on. Prosperity is in the back of my mind, definitely, but I mean the Desires for those 2 draws is definitely, I feel a bit better compared to Prosperity. So now try to get a huge max off, that works, trying to, well, search to get a free special summon right, and this is a small risk, the Imperm, but again, you know, Imperm probably already would have been activated, right? So it's all fine. Des Parado, I believe that's the name is, yeah, that's the name, right? The popper. The quote-unquote smashing ground. Destroy one monster from your opponent. And I did need to invest, at least I did need to invest, at least I had to invest a lot of resources, and that, you know, could cost me the game here. So I used the counter trap to negate Prosperity, and, you know, I was like, okay, this should be my duel, but again, get Gammat. Ah, yes, the Gamma. And the thing is that Gamma not only negates or at least prevents the Caspar from triggering, but at the same time it threatens me for, you know, another level 8 synchro play, for example. And this was my mistake. I definitely should have, you know, should have seen the Anaconda coming, right? Yeah. I mean, okay, what is it called? The Cyfrim gear, you know, the driver, okay, that's a high attack monster. Definitely would have been able to attack over one of my monsters, but I definitely needed to put the effect monster face down for the potential Anaconda. So here, I kind of threw the game. That's, well, I was about to say small mistake, but it's a big mistake, big consequences, but it's fine though. Doesn't really matter too much, but yeah, Baxia gets another reborn, I guess. Yeah, this should be indeed more than enough to attack for a game. So go second again. And going second, this hand is definitely solid. The Chalice, I definitely like Chalice over Imperm because super flexible. Normal summon your musket monster and you're still able to use your Chalice, and you know, that's not the case with Imperm. So standard opening board of Tri-Brigades. You know, your ancient warrior one that bounces back stuff, which is going to get Chaliced. No Into the Veins just yet. Let's see, this is risk. No. We know the set is not an Imper. And Into the Veins is there. But I don't have a musket monster in hand. No, I do, because I searched one, right? And the Tri-Brigade Revolt is indeed going to get negated. A trap card was activated so I can get that Dark Armed Dragon 2.0 to my side of the field. And again, this should be my duel. Into the Veins wasn't really needed, but the thing is that, as I mentioned before, the fact that Magical Muskets, the normal summon of the deck is so super crucial, and that's where Into the Veins definitely comes into play. Then again, you need another musket in your hand. Plus, and that's the downside of the card, it's not searchable unless then I'm missing something, right? So that's an iffy one, right? But, I mean, if you can get off the effect of Max, that your opponent can't respond to, can't negate it, a couple of special summons, couple of searches from the deck, that's superb, right, for Magical Musketeers. So again, Max for, I guess, one summon because of the field spell. Yeah, I already have enough spells and traps, so that's fine though. Cross Domination to negate Shaginaga, put it at 0 attack and 0 defense, get Dark as well. And again, this is basically your setup you want to have with Magical Muskets. The interaction of Gaspar and Doc, plus the Makaba could, you know, be important for a potential Shadow Fusion. So I can use the effect if I'm not mistaken, but that's definitely not the case. And Alistair is indeed going to get negated, and this should be the duel eventually. So I definitely like Into the Brains. There are more decks that can, you know, at least that could capitalize on this new spell. Small problem is that it's not searchable, but I mean, imagine this card being like super flexible and searchable, especially in this kind of deck, right? It is what it is. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.